Buying a house is the biggest financial decision most of us will ever make. But we often fall in love with our homes for all the wrong reasons.
Then spend a lifetime and every spare penny we have trying to fix them. Okay, Renaissance is back.
We go up,
Oh my days.
we go out,
It's massive.
and we go under.
This is opulence on the highest level.
Is it too big?
Most people are chasing the eternal dream of more space.
I feel like I'm losing control of the project.
But for some, building an extension provides an opportunity to unleash their inner architect.
I don't know how we're sticking within budget.
We're not sticking within budget, and the unknowns are massive.
To create radical,
Hello, everybody in the house.
ambitious,
It's sharp, it's bold, unapologetic architecture.
and sometimes life-changing builds.
I've never seen an extension like that in my life, ever.
£28 million.
Mic drop, boom!
I've been in the property game since I was 22, as both a developer and designer. I'm fascinated by the individual choices people make about their homes.
When I first get my hands on a building, I get really excited by its potential.
But sometimes planning restrictions can make extending a tricky process. If you can't go out, a great alternative is to go down.
In the last decade, over 4,500 basements have been granted planning permission. Safe to say there's been a basement boom.
But at an average cost of around £4,000 per square metre, it can be a budget-busting way to extend.
Whoa, this is serious.
In this programme, we're following extraordinary transformations as brave owners dig down on their quest to unearth extra space. I'm in Bushy Heath in Hertfordshire, where one couple are defying all expectations when it comes to adding a bit of space. And I mean all expectations. Falling in love with a property is all well and good, but it can make you do crazy things, like build an outrageous subterranean garden extension, which is the case for Martha and Andy, who fell head over heels with a listed gate lodge 7 years ago.
Nice.
Formerly the gatehouse to nearby Hartsbourne Manor, a favourite relaxation spot of Winston Churchill, this mock Tudor cottage was originally built in 1830 as a simple one-up, one-down home for the manor's gatekeeper. Added to over the years, when property developer Andy and accountant Martha first viewed it, it was love at first sight.
Every time we walk in, you feel like you're walking into a bit of history. It feels special.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi, please, feel.
Even though they loved the house, with 5 children ranging from 19 to 23, a pokey kitchen and cramped dining room, this house was never gonna meet their long-term needs.
Why did you buy this house, guys? Why did you do it?
I don't know why we bought it. I don't know.
When we came into the house, the first time you come in, it's like a magical feeling. It's exactly what we wanted.
It's completely an emotional purchase.
Yeah, it was emotional. It felt right. You were in love with it, literally, almost like a real romance, you know.
When we saw the house, we realised it's much too small. You know, we have 5 kids between us.
The plan was to add an extension on the back, but owning a Grade 2 listed building has thrown up more than a few hurdles. The planning department at the local council had very particular views on what could and couldn't be done.
You can do all the research in the world, and then one heritage officer, conservation officer, will say, I don't want you to touch it, which is what happened here. But we had 3 applications, 3 planning applications refused. We've spent 5 years fighting, a huge amount of money, and then we came up with the idea of possibly going underground.
Martha and Andy were finally granted permission to double the footprint of the late Georgian property, but their radical and outrageous extension is going to be where no one else can see it.
We call it the bunker.
Into the bunker.
The bunker.
The bunker.
Dum-dum.
Nothing can prepare you for what is going on behind this house. Maybe a massage? Nope, nothing.
Marta and Andy have spent years fighting to get to this point. I hope it's going to be more enjoyable now that they're actually starting to build the extension. The thing is, though, they're going underground, so literally, they're going into the unknown.
Marta and Andy are digging 5 meters down to add over 2,000 square feet of extra space, made up of a kitchen, living area, and a double bedroom. Floor-to-ceiling glass doors will open out onto a curved terrace with a tiered rockery, and an external staircase will lead to a newly landscaped garden with walk-on glass skylights, turning their 3-bed house into the home of their dreams.
This is amazing.
This epic extension is a huge undertaking. 3,000 tons of earth has been removed. And even more challenging, a huge curve has been cut out of the wall. To stop the earth caving in, 127 piles have been driven in around the extension's perimeter. These have then been sprayed with concrete for extra stability. This crater is big enough to fit 3 double-decker buses.
Wow. I just can't believe the amount of head height. This is what you'd get in a grand Georgian or Victorian house. What an incredible space you guys have got. What are we talking numbers-wise, guys? Come on, I need to know.
My mum's watching this. I can't. And my sisters, there's no way I'm going to talk money.
So what does Mum think, then?
Mum thinks it costs about £30,000.
Oh.
And I said, that's about right.
I've been in the property business for 10 years. This is something that I think is going to set you back, like, millions.
We have very big quotes. We have quotes of like over 2 million.
That's a lot of money, but I'm not surprised. Do you have any sleepless nights?
There's always a worry being underground. We don't know what it's going to be like. You know, underground spaces are not very nice, generally. So until it's built, we're not going to know if we've made the right decision or not.
That's what makes, I guess, the curvature a little bit more exciting, then.
Yeah.
Marta and Andy have cleverly designed the curve, not only to gain extra space in the sunken terrace, but to gain extra light.
Something about the way the walls are now kind of reminds me of art gallery type vibes. There's something very artistic about it.
One of my favorite pieces of architecture is the Chichu Museum in Japan, with its brutalist concrete walls juxtaposed with natural open spaces. Marta and Andy have been debating doing something similar, but are starting to have second thoughts.
The problem is you need to make it home.
Yeah.
And that's what we thought. At the beginning, we wanted all cemented, didn't we?
yeah,
That was the
industrial,
first idea, industrial. And then you think, it's a living space.
Yeah.
It's home. You need to make it warm.
How do you plan on making it home?
It's all about color. It's all about light. It's all about feeling. I think, for me, the texture is important.
What textures are you thinking?
I love wood.
Okay, nice.
We're fighting.
You guys can't agree on anything. I love it. And so, Marta, in your new space,
Yeah.
are you not just tempted to just corner a bit of it off, you know, fill some water in it, put some chlorine, and just
Yes,
have a nice...
yeah.
No.
So Marta wants wood finishes and plenty of space, and Andy wants a pool.
I believe Andy said it's a 50-50 situation, so this is primarily Marta's space, though, so I do think it's going to be a little bit of a 60-40 thing.
If I've learned one thing, it's to make a plan and stick to it.
I never, ever compromise. It's got to be my way or the highway, but, I mean, things might be a bit different now.
In the capital, the basement extension has become as normal as the loft conversion. When it's not possible to extend above ground, going underground can be a savvy way to boost the size of your home. When it comes to a modern extension, we all seem to be obsessed by glass. These homeowners have used it masterfully with a clever design twist, a half basement designed to make the most of natural light. Planning restrictions meant that the new garden room at this North London home could not be tall or have a traditional pitched roof. With height not an option, the architects solved this problem by digging down underground and topping it with this spectacular origami-inspired roof. They created a series of faceted pitches that keeps height to a minimum, pushes rainwater into the gutters, and floods the room with light. Created below ground with the outside space positioned at table height, this half basement shows just how successful a design can be when natural light is brought in and below ground level. And it is this quest to get some light where it doesn't shine, which has always troubled your architect. Perhaps even more so in the past decade, ever since the boom in the outrageous mega basement, which saw the nation's wealthy dig deep into the foundations of their homes and their wallets.
Planners are putting a stop to these outrageous extensions, but we've secured access to one of the last mega basement builds in Kensington and Chelsea.
Because of construction traffic, noise, vibrations, and dust, a recent law has passed banning these massive developments. But there's room for just one more. Opposite the Victoria and Albert Museum in the heart of London's Knightsbridge is Amberwood House. Built in 1928, the three-story brick mansion was once the Panamanian embassy and home to the legendary ballerina Dame Margot Fontaine. She hosted glittering parties with guests including Princess Margaret, Rudolph Nureyev, President Kennedy, you name it. The place was bought 10 years ago by the ultra-prime property developer Cam Babet, who fled Iran at the age of 10 and by 16 was stacking supermarket shelves.
When Amberwood House first came to the market, I was like a kid in a toy store. I couldn't wait to look at the house.
After working as a car salesman, Cam realized he'd rather be buying the cars than selling them. And with an investment of just £1,800, started his career as a property developer. 25 years later, self-made millionaire Cam has swapped the car showroom for a Mayfair townhouse. Boy, has done good. This visionary developer has loved this building ever since he first set eyes on it.
When I walk down on the driveway and I realize what lies behind that secret front door, really, it's so exciting.
Oh, wow, look at this.
When Cam bought the property for £22 million, it had been empty for around 6 years. When work started, all he kept was the characteristic outer walls. Then he began to dig and just kept going, more than tripling the building's original size.
We've not just managed to get an extension, we've managed to get a super extension. Vertically down, vertically up, horizontally sideways, achieving 15,300 square feet of an ambassadorial home in central London. Beat that.
Cam has dug a staggering 13 meters below ground. Although the foundations are in, there's still a long way to go.
It's crazy to think that this was built in the 1920s, because from looking at it, it's kind of got a Georgian vibe to it, with the curved facade and the sash windows. In terms of the state it was in when you first arrived and you first looked at it all, how did you find it?
It didn't suit the criteria you need for the modern lifestyle living. Your hairdressing salon.
Your walk-in wardrobe.
Your walk-in wardrobes.
Yeah, your indoor swimming pool.
Your indoor swimming pool.
So none of that. So you're extending it in every single area of the property.
Yeah, to make it viable for a modern rich family or one of the billionaires of the world or one of the superstars like yourself.
Oh,
you know?
mate, one day, one day.
Yeah.
And so how much are you spending on the development?
The total spend on the house will be approximately £28 million.
28 million.
Roughly 11 million of that has been spent on the extensions, including the fit-out that we'll do in those parts.
£11 million on extension
Just
alone.
on the extension areas to build and fit it out.
This is no joke. This is no joke. If I wanted to buy this property, how much would it cost?
We have a figure in mind at 75 million. I believe in leaving legacies behind, not just developing property.
Cam's outrageous extension will be a no-expense-spared luxury home. The main feature is the double dig down, forming a 5,000 cubic meter basement over 2 floors. The second lower ground floor will comprise of a spa with a swimming pool, gym, juice bar, sauna, steam room, changing rooms, and not forgetting that all-important hair salon. The first lower ground floor will house a commercial kitchen, staff accommodation, multi-purpose club and cinema room, and an enormous living room and family kitchen.
Oh, wow. I thought I had a big kitchen, Cam, but this is crazy. This is mad.
To ensure this basement isn't constantly lit by artificial light, Cam has created a jaw-dropping and architecturally challenging sunken terrace, allowing natural light to flood the lower levels from above.
You got natural light everywhere, and underneath here is the swimming pool. You'll be walking onto a glass, you can see your children swimming downstairs or your partner swimming downstairs, and you're up here.
I love it.
Cam clearly loves this building, perhaps more than is wise for any developer. There's not just wallpaper on his walls. The man has gone for the very best and used the finest marble money can buy, Arabescato.
One of the most sought-after natural stones. It's mined in northern Tuscany, and it's known for its bold veins and its crisp white background. That's a lot of attention to detail and a lot of cash. This is opulence on the highest level.
When it is finished, this house will have everything your average billionaire could ever want. Not content with one floor in the basement, how about another below that?
Whoa, this is serious.
This will be the spa, with a 14-meter swimming pool taking center stage. Of course.
Cam, just being in this space alone, this reminds me of any five-star hotel that I've ever stayed in.
Just for your information, it's not 5-star, this is 7-star.
Mic drop, boom! I'm gonna have to rethink my hotel situations from now.
Before I leave, there's one part of this extension I need to check out. The director wants a shot.
A roof terrace. Oh, look at this. V&A over here. And just a little bit of peace and quiet over here. Let's just see who's gonna buy it. I can't wait. It might be me. I need to find 75 mil, quick.
With new planning laws making it easier than ever, the UK is now in the middle of an extension revolution as we look to increase the size of our homes and realise our design and architectural dreams. Back in Hertfordshire, the build of Marta and Andy's extraordinary and visionary underground extension is underway.
I think we are mad. It looks
You are mad.
so big.
Everybody that comes here, their jaw drops.
With the pit excavated and the walls complete, the steel beams are now being craned in to form the structure.
This is the first part of the project where things are going in.
And also it's very impressive
Yeah.
how they put this in place. And you think they will destroy our little house, but they won't.
No pressure for builder Gary then, who is overseeing today's military operation. When it comes to basements, he can speak from experience.
See, I've got a basement. Doug, everyone who's a basement builder should have their own basement, I believe. And I've got a golf simulator in mine, a cinema, games room, a couple of double bedrooms, dance studio, gymnasium. I don't actually go down there too much.
But today isn't a good day for Gary. The crew has a problem.
Look, that's as far as it can go.
The boom of the crane is not long enough to lift and position the beams across the full length of the huge space.
What's going on?
That's 22 metres.
But we have, what, 17, though, 18?
But it's not even reaching today.
And they can't do it today, even. They can't bring you one today.
I'm going to get a crane
It's
today.
asking for the 30-metre reach, and that's 2 weeks.
Oh, my God.
That is ridiculous. Can we try something before he goes, then?
As the crane doesn't have a long enough reach, Gary takes a calculated risk and brings the truck as close to the edge of the pit as possible. I feel very uncomfortable right now.
Look, it's moving forward. Oh, my God, it is moving forward. My God, I can see it going crashing down.
No.
With the truck finally in position, now it's the moment of truth.
Oh my God.
The first set of steels, the ones nearest to the crane, are successfully maneuvered into position. Now it's the tricky part.
The last beam now is 1.2 tonne, 7 metres long, and we're going to try and get it 22 metres away from the lorry, if the lorry's manly enough to do it.
Oh God. Flippin' hell.
Yes, Gary.
We thought it wasn't going to work today, but somehow Gary worked out a way of doing it, and that was it. It's done. And it's all gone very well.
With the beams all in their final position, the structure can start to take shape. And just a few weeks later, the outer shell of this massive extension is complete. Today, 2 huge sheets of structural glass for the basement's roof are due to be fitted, a critical design feature to allow natural light into the subterranean space.
The builder's nervous, we're nervous, and if it breaks, it's a massive, massive expense.
It's not going to break.
As these narrow country lanes make access tricky, getting a huge truck down here is not going to be easy. To save on the expense of a forklift, Marta and Andy have decided to transport the enormous 500-kilo sheets to the back garden via a digger and 5 stocky blokes.
And we've been told by the glass manufacturer, if you so much as touch the edge of the glass on a hard surface, it will shatter.
At 5,000 pounds a sheet, it's a risky move. If the glass breaks, it will take 8 weeks for another set to arrive.
Oh my God. We just discovered that if the delivery is in a van, we can't take the glass out of the van. If it's in an open truck, we can take it off.
For the arm of the digger to be able to reach over and lift the pallet from underneath, it needs to arrive in an open truck. The news isn't good.
It's the worst nightmare.
It's a closed van, so there's not enough space for the digger to reach over.
A bit panicky here. We need a forklift to... Anyone there to drive the forklift? Fantastic. Is he going to bring a forklift? I think we've done it. Yeah. That's not even the stressful bit.
Just 30 minutes later, the cavalry arrives.
Wow, that is amazing. Jesus Christ, man, this is unbelievable.
Hopefully the forklift can maneuver the 10,000 pounds worth of glass off the truck safely. Hopefully. It's now down to the team to transport the glass up to the drive and into the garden.
Oh, they can lift it. Stop!
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Although celebrations are a little premature. Now the glass is in the garden, they realize they don't have the right equipment to fit it.
We need to hire lifting equipment, possibly next week. It's a bit of a letdown.
I'm feeling a bit deflated at the moment, I think.
Down is the new up. With property prices soaring, basement extensions are great space-gaining solutions. But these sometimes controversial digs often cause disruption and disputes, to the point where councils have rejected many planning applications. But when they can increase the value of your home by 20%, going down can be a no-brainer. Over in Knightsbridge, after digging down 13 meters and tripling the size of the original building, work on Cam's extraordinary multi-million-pound mega basement extension is entering the fit-out stage. When buildings are of this spec, they come with a bespoke set of specialist contractors. One of these design rarities is Nicola Fontanella. It's her job to make sure Cam gets the finishes that only the richest 0.001% are used to.
Design doesn't cost, design's taste, and you either have good taste or you don't.
With a portfolio boasting the design of luxury yachts, private jets, and super prime properties,
we have this wonderful woven leather there.
Nicola's clients include the royal, the famous, and the very, very rich.
So here you're going to have this wonderful crystal chandelier.
This property will eventually be on sale for around £75 million. So the list of people who can afford it is very small. Nicola knows who those people are, and more importantly, Cam knows that she knows what they like.
It needs to be wow, but it needs to be timeless, because too much wow dates, I find. It's like somebody wearing too much jewellery or head to toe in Versace or something. What we've done is all very classic and timeless. Shall we start with the pool area? We have here the ribbed stone.
This marble will be the main feature on the back wall of the pool.
That's the dove grey. It is really stunning.
I think it is just beautiful.
The club room, this carpet is divine. So we have hand-tufted British racing green carpet. We have this exquisite timber in the dark green.
And we've had this specially stained.
Yeah, we had this specially stained, so it goes with the scheme.
That is just money.
It is.
I know. I know it is.
You can't cut corners on things people touch.
Today, another specialist fit-out is taking place. To help with the flow from the old to the new, and to connect the basement extension with the rest of the house, the almost £500,000 Portland stone cantilevered staircase is being fitted very carefully. Cantilevered staircases have been used in the design of homes for the past 350 years. Seeming to defy gravity, they are actually amazingly strong. Starting at ground level, the back edge of the step carries the weight of the steps above, and its front edge is supported by those below, with the wall carrying the torsion created from these two opposing forces.
Each step is approximately 200 kilos, and it has to be lowered into place. And you can see each step takes 3 to 4 people to put it in place.
With 81 steps to install, this precision job is gonna take weeks. The last time I was here, the spa was just 4 walls and a very empty pool.
Right ahead.
This time, with the Portland stone staircase now complete, it's looking more like the grand old dame it is.
Portland stone, this to me is synonymous with London architecture. It was used to build St. Paul's Cathedral, Buckingham Palace.
Oh, yes.
I really love the look of the cantilever because it gives the illusion that each step is just floating.
But this beautiful staircase doesn't lead to the Queen's house. It leads on to a luxury spa, complete with a hair salon. Sign of the times, people.
Jeez Louise, this is more than a spa, Cam.
Yeah, looks good.
Wow. On one side, you've got this modern contemporary Scandinavian aesthetic, and then you come over here, and it's a bit more classic. Kind of reminds me of Versailles. It's got that kind of French aesthetic to it. And they both work really well. It's all kind of complementing each other.
An important part of the opulence of the spa is the marble walls. The stone chosen for this area has been honed and brushed by hand, then finished with acid to make it feel like warm leather. But Cam is so particular, when he didn't like what had been delivered, he sent the whole lot back to Italy.
We were not happy with it. We'd stopped the delivery until everything was done perfect.
I can see why you've gone through all the trouble to get this done. This feels really nice.
Yeah, financially painful, but rewarding and satisfying that you got the best project.
Yeah, the best of the best.
Cam's dedication to the quality of this extension build is second to none. But this very dedication is now having a serious knock-on effect on the schedule. Every week he's behind costs him hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Cam is nearing the completion stage, which is very exciting, but also very daunting as the numbers can start to run away from you. In my opinion, Cam needs to think in a neutral way and less personally. When you're adding fixtures and fittings for a billionaire, the numbers can go crazy.
Over in Hertfordshire, it's 5 months into the build of Marta and Andy's immense subterranean extension. Now that all the glass has been fitted, I want to see if their efforts to avoid living in a dark and dreary bunker are paying off.
Wow, this is... Jeez Louise. Marta, this is epic.
It's amazing, no? I think the glass makes a big difference.
Big difference,
Look.
yeah. And look at the head height
Yeah.
you've been able to get. Compared to your main house, it feels like a different world.
Yeah.
A more exciting world.
It's
A
different,
whole new
yeah.
world.
What about the glass?
Really nice. And I can see just as the sun's come out, you've got what you wanted. There's
Yeah.
an amazing bit of light coming through here too.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like a basement, does it?
No, not at all.
No
Not at all.
bunker anymore.
No, no bunker. So we're gonna scrap the name now.
Yes.
We're gonna call it something
Yeah,
else.
this is home.
I like it. This is home.
To make the space feel even bigger, porcelain tiles will cover the entire floor, including the outside terrace, creating indoor-outdoor living. And the external walls will be painted white to reflect more light into the sunken space. But to ensure all that white isn't too overpowering, Marta has an idea to inject some personality with mosaic tiles.
They're just going to go on the riser of the stairs.
Ah.
It will be Mediterranean look and some kind of color, you know, to give it a bit of oomph, how you
Vim.
called it, vim.
Yes, a bit of life, a bit
Yeah.
of zhuzh,
Yeah, a bit of me.
a bit of you.
Yeah, a bit of me here.
I like that.
But it isn't just Marta who's bringing a bit of zhuzh. Andy has an idea of his own.
What I want is a water feature, like water cascading down these walls, falling into a kind of pond at the bottom.
How much is something like that going to cost?
A lot of money. Well in excess of £10,000.
Okay.
I do want it, and Marta doesn't.
So Marta went for a couple of tiles. You went for
Yeah.
like a whole entire waterfall. What was the
absolutely.
reason behind it?
Anything with water, I like fishing, so for me, the water, a few fish down there.
And I guess in such a concrete structure, actually, it would be nice to feel like a little bit of like life.
Exactly.
Budget-wise, talk to me, man, because all of this, I don't know how we're sticking within budget.
We're not sticking within budget. We couldn't budget this. We tried, but it's impossible.
So you're literally working off of no budget.
Too many, we had a budget, but there was a section of it with unknowns, and the unknowns are massive.
There's no denying that Marta and Andy are achieving what they set out to do. A light-filled space that doesn't feel cavernous by any stretch of the imagination. But they're not even watertight.
There's still so much to do, and Marta and Andy no longer have a budget. And in my experience, that's a dangerous game to play.
In Knightsbridge, Cam's mega basement is near completion. Since he bought the former Panamanian embassy 10 years ago for £22 million, he's tripled the size of the place to make it bait for a billionaire.
How you doing, Cam?
Good morning, T. Great to see you again,
Great
T.
to see you too. Can I just say that Amberwood House is looking phenomenal. The exterior is completely restored now.
Absolutely.
It feels like you could have been transported back to the 1920s when it was originally built. It looks good as new.
With a lot of hard work and attention to detail. Very proud of what we've achieved.
Mate, you're talking the talk. I know you can walk the walk. I want to see it. Wow.
Below the 4 floors of the lavish mansion is the bit I'm here to see, the basement extension. The lower ground terrace, lined with a glittering green wall, leads straight onto the family space, boasting over 1,800 square feet.
Ahoy! How big is this island? This is the island on steroids. This is like the biggest island I've ever seen. It feels like a stage in a venue or something.
Yeah, well, there you go. You can go up there and throw out a few tunes for us, I say.
And then flooring, you've gone for my favorite style, parquet floor.
This is what we call a sable row finish.
Wow. Okay, my bad.
Herringbone, this is a sable row.
So this is a level above.
It's a level above.
This is stained walnut, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Very homely and very relaxed.
Yeah, very warm.
Yeah.
And I cannot get enough of this black lacquer door. It feels like I'm in a lobby of one of the best hotels in the world, and I'm just about to push the doors open and go into another amazing space.
The £480,000 cantilevered Portland stone staircase leads down to the second lower ground floor, the spa.
Oh, my days. Bro.
Wrapped in floor-to-ceiling Calacatta and Cipollino marble, and complete with gym, sauna, steam room, and a 14-meter pool.
You must have taken all the marble out of Italy for this place.
Near enough. As much as we could get on a few lorries.
I've been to some spas in my time, Cam, and this is not just any spa. This is next level.
There's many new features of this house that have ventured far away from the original. But one thing I suspect the embassy parties might have benefited from is the pool. Even without its water.
Ah, yes. Wow. You know, from this point, you can actually get a great sense of how far you've actually dug down.
Yeah.
Being able to dig this deep and still having all of the light that you've got in here, can I just say you've definitely done it. I haven't seen anything like this. I'm standing in the best pool I've ever been in. There's no water in it, and I'm still satisfied.
Yeah.
This is the grand finale for the mega basement boom that swept through Kensington and Chelsea's bedrock. Such structures aren't to everyone's taste, but it took someone like Cam to give this grand old dame a brand new lease of life.
So tell me about the budget, Cam. 11 million for extensions, 28 million for the entire build.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Did we go over?
I haven't worked it out yet. We found it more difficult to put the whole shell into place.
Uh-oh.
And the fit out, we're £1 million over.
£1 million over?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the way you calmly said £1 million over for the entire fit, you went millions over for the extension.
There's an S on the end of it. Not that much.
Millions. There's a limited amount of ways to save buildings like this. You either have the charitable trust that restore them back to the way they once were, or you invest millions into making them viable for the super wealthy. Cam set out to create a legacy property. He's definitely done that.
When Marta and Andy first viewed this Grade 2 listed gate lodge 7 years ago, they couldn't resist its period charm.
This journey has been entirely emotional for Marta and Andy. They never planned on having an epic extension. They simply fell in love with a home they thought they could add a little space to, but they found themselves down a completely different path.
Over the past year, it's been blood, sweat and tears. And the removal of 3,000 tons of earth to create an extension hidden below their garden. Now, the listed gate lodge has been given an ultra-modern intervention with an enormous 2,000 square foot subterranean space.
Oh my goodness, this is epic. This, to me, is the definition of a hidden treasure. I love the contrast. It's clean, it's crisp, it's contemporary, everything that the Gate Lodge isn't. This is two worlds colliding together, and you know what? I'm here for it. It works perfectly. How you doing, guys?
Hi.
This is looking incredible. You guys must be so happy.
We are, thank you very much.
It's literally more than what we thought. You know, when you have a vision and it looked great, and now it looks 10 times better than that
It's more
vision.
than what you imagined.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never seen anything like this in my life. Andy, you got your waterfall, mate.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
I think it was a great choice.
You said to me, we
I
have to
said
do
you
it.
will regret it.
Oh, that's good.
And I just said, you're right.
Yeah, I remember it meant a lot to you. And
It
what's
did,
really
because
nice about it, actually, is it's so relaxing and it keeps the focus on the garden.
It's beautiful.
So you're still kind of not sure whether there's an extension here or not, and that sound kind of helps with that.
And at night, it's more beautiful.
Oh,
it's
my
lit up.
goodness. I'm coming back at night.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be here. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm really feeling this modern addition that you've put onto the gate lodge with the zinc. It's almost a tease to the world that you've got underneath.
When I go down, it's like walking into somebody else's house.
No, I cannot wait. Can we do that then?
Why don't you come down?
Oh, no, let's go. Let's do it. To the bunker, guys.
Below ground, Marta and Andy have unearthed an exceptionally stylish open-plan entertaining space, enveloped in a sunken outdoor terrace, allowing natural light to travel through the 3-meter-tall, floor-to-ceiling glass doors.
Oh, my goodness. What? This is amazing. This is your entertainment space of your dreams, literally.
Yes, ready for party now.
You could fit like 1,000 people in here.
We will.
You say we will? You're getting so much light in here, I cannot believe we're underground right now.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It's incredible.
Well, that's what Andy insisted on, the height.
Yeah, 3 meters, right?
It
Yeah.
had to be.
Had to be 3 meters.
Because now you fill the space, and those skylights give you all the light you want,
Yeah.
and the patio outside.
And because you have these massive white walls that complement this white render on the outside, it does almost feel like one big room.
We were so scared of a basement that we thought the more we open it outside, the less the feel of a basement. And then you came up with the idea of the kind of amphitheatre, and that's transformed it.
Yeah, this curved wall is
Really, really has transformed
It's
it.
beautiful. And I love how it brings the nature from your original garden down into your new garden.
This isn't the only space Marta and Andy have been able to dig out. Beyond the living area, a corridor leads to a new master bedroom that also reaps the rewards of the sunken terrace.
Ah, master bedroom. This is nice. It feels like I've just rented a holiday villa somewhere in the Mediterranean.
We'll give you good rates.
Good rates, yeah?
Yes, we're taking bookings now.
Oh, Mediterranean meets Hertfordshire. I love it. It's great. This curved wall mirrors the curved wall on the outside. I think it's a really lovely feature.
It makes the room different.
A bit more unique.
Yeah.
And actually, the reason why these 2 windows above the bed work really well is you're almost borrowing light from the main room, aren't you? And lighting this room a little bit more.
Yeah.
And again, you just can't tell that you're in a basement.
Marta and Andy have taken a huge risk, designing an underground space to feel above ground and enhance their listed gate lodge without detracting from its character. Not an architectural mission for the faint-hearted.
So basements are notoriously hard projects to undertake because of all the variables, all the uncertainty. What's the bit that blindsided you?
The cost.
The cost.
You have to know it's going to cost twice as much as you think. And the complexity. There's so many unknowns when you go underground.
Underground, right?
Yeah.
There were times that we both thought, what are we doing? There was loads of times that we thought, this is
Yeah.
madness.
And you don't think about the money. And we probably should have done. So it's really been driven by emotion and not by
Yeah.
finance, because financially it was...
We should have stopped half
Yeah.
the way.
Well,
When we had the hole,
Should've just left
we
the
should
hole.
have stopped.
That's when you
it.
should have stopped.
Yeah.
yeah, probably.
So budget-wise now, guys, like you said, you should have stopped when there was a massive hole here,
Yeah.
which was a long time ago. How much over the budget are we?
We had an idea of what we hoped it would cost,
Which was?
which was a lot.
Are we talking about 6 figures?
Yes.
Okay. More than that, 7 figures?
We're talking about in that region, yeah, 6 figures.
Okay, 7 figures. So
I didn't say 7 figures.
I'm saying, I
You-
mean,
you
I
may
saw,
be saying- you
I
may
saw
be
your
saying-
eyes.
I'm saying it was incredibly expensive. But we just felt we couldn't compromise. The project is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's a privilege, really, to do.
Yeah, it's a privilege to have
So-
one. Well, I'm going to get emotional now.
We drew money from all different sources,
Yeah.
and we made it work.
Is it everything you hoped it would be?
Much better,
Oh, much more.
much better.
Well, then that's a win-win. That's
Yeah,
the most important
absolutely.
thing.
Much better.
I thought however good an underground room would be, it would never be like this.
Clearly, there was no logical thinking in the process of building this. But sometimes that's where the magic lies. Marta and Andy could have fallen into financial ruin to end up with an extension they didn't really even want. But they've ended up with so much more. A subterranean masterpiece. Next time, we're in Essex. Oi, oi.
We call it the new house.
New.
New.
And the Cotswolds to meet two couples
Mate, I don't envy you.
whose dreams of inside-outside living
He'll be fine.
require perseverance against all odds.